looks very good.
Surprisingly, yeah. I love that red shield soldier torso that he has.
Yeah, he does look so good. Oh, you've still got the dwarf head on him.
Yeah.
It did look good.
Yeah, I try. But to be honest, every single head I put on him looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the best wave since Colosseum. In between wave, anyway.
Everything just looks so clean and so, you know.
And there's a good variety of stuff, and yeah, for sure. Okay, guys, episode 3.
Okay.
We ready for it?
Indeed. Go for it.
The Euro Legions podcast, episode 3. Now really rolling. Joining me from Bristol in the UK. His heart is still in Wales. It's Richard Jones. Welcome, Rich.
Hey, John, you alright?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. And Malcolm Kennedy.
Evening.
Evening, Mal.
I'm good, thank you.
I think I've run out of Birmingham. Gonna have to refresh. How are you doing, guys? Have you enjoyed your first week as an official podcaster?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not sure my family have as much because I've just been wanging on non-stop about the fact. It's like, yay, we've had
your podcast
45 views, we've had 81 view or listens. And my wife and daughter was like, I don't care. Somebody in work seemed quite impressed, so I'll take that as a win.
They should say, well, if they're listening to you, at least I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been pimping it out to my mates. Yeah. I don't think any of them have listened, but yeah.
But they're impressed.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's fun when you see yourself on Apple Podcasts. I don't usually only thought that was reserved for famous people, but I've broken that fourth wall.
They'll let anyone on there, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we've got Amazon Music, and I just found us on Amazon Music. I was just like, wow.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, there was when I was publishing it, there was a button for Amazon Music. I was like, click, there we go. We have Cosmic.
Yes, we've had
from this week.
Yeah, the last 2 reveals.
Yeah, Malcolm, do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to be the Travis pronouncing the name of these?
Right. So, we should probably say, of course, when we last talked, we were pontificating. There's a word for you on the size of the wave and all that, and it's since been confirmed. It will be 6 figures.
Yes, that's right.
So we've had the last 2 revealed, which is the Zaxxian mine worker, also known as the Cavern Sphex. And he, well, this is where with Callie, when I was talking about Callian being my top 2 favourites, I was thinking of her and Nuvian Lee and completely forgetting the Sphexian, so how could I? They are so good.
Yeah. And this guy now, he looks even more organic.
I love that skin tone on him. I love the skin tone on him. And then we've had the final reveal today, which was Altar Silovius.
Nice.
And he actually, the Sphexian, we've got to say, comes with a new head, completely new head, new parts.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I have the test shot for the Zaxxian, so I must have a look at it and see if it's definitely an entirely new head, or is it just new attachments? Or
I don't know.
Oh no, I think it's a fully new head.
Yeah, because they're talking about his mouth being open, aren't they? So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's kind of like a predator vibe.
And then
almost.
With the newest one, the Altar, he also comes with a new head and his armorless forearms. So there's 2 new parts for that one, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, I read the little story that they posted the next day after that, and it seems that they work in groups, so they're definitely getting you to try and Legion build this guy.
There's no fear of that. I will be buying multiples of them.
Exactly, and they were singing to this guy.
Yes,
this alien guy.
Yeah,
and he's very similar to. Do you remember the name of the previous?
I even looked it up earlier and I've completely forgotten what it was. Aius or something?
Aius Sipiton, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Sipition, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so he's a similar body build. They said that he has new wrist parts, so basically an unarmored wrist,
Yeah.
which isn't very common across the whole two lines,
No.
and a new head.
I'm happy to see more unarmoured wrists, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind a few of, the sort of the kind of arms we get on the bare torso male characters. I wouldn't mind. Barbarian. Yeah.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and even the female ones as well. A thin, armless arm would be pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It would be good.
and what do you think of the soft goods on this guy then?
It looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Yeah,
He's I mean, I think I saw someone describe him as a monk in the Cabal, and he does. Yeah, he looks like monks, doesn't he? That you see walking around and whatever, and looks very cool.
Definitely,
Very cool.
so he seemed to have 3 pieces. So that cool kind of cloak, which I think that's definitely stuff you could use as custom on a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
Got a kind of wraparound orange thing, and then a kind of blue skirt. So there's lots of things that could be used there.
Yeah, he's very, very cool.
Not too many accessories yet. Well, I mean, the soft goods, I guess you could call, but I think they're part of the figure, really. He's got 4 sets of hands and a staff. But yeah, that's what he is, and a Union Jack.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Paint, yeah.
I saw that
Yeah,
mentioned.
I can't claim credit for that. Someone posted that in the groups, but yeah, they're spot on.
It's again, the paint on the head looks really good. It's a good choice what they've done with it there. So
Definitely. So, out of the 6 then, so we got the 2 MOTU tributes.
yeah,
We got the Kali, which was your favorite originally,
Yep.
and we got the Red Pilot.
Yeah.
So is Kali still number 1 for you?
yeah, definitely in this wave she is the one that I'm taken by. But Zaxxians are probably close behind.
Yeah, I think
Possibly
I
even
definitely have a
equal.
soft spot for the Zaxxians.
Yeah.
I'm a MOTU guy, but the Zaxxians, I think the Zaxxian is my favorite out of this.
Yeah,
But then followed by the Not Many Faces.
yeah.
I think they're my 2 favorites. And anything, what's the bottom of your list, or is that just done?
None of them. I mean,
None of
yeah.
them.
I mean, it's
We're all in here.
yeah. The one that I would, I mean, I was going to say Tusk Pilot maybe, but not even, because he's got such good parts to him. He just looks cool, doesn't he?
He does.
It's just that he's more of an army builder character, isn't he? So I tend to have less interest in them. Although I suppose so are the mine workers, but it's such a striking figure. So
You're also a creatures guy. I think
Exactly.
even in your customs, you're a creatures guy. So
exactly, yeah,
this is a new head sculpt. So
yeah.
very good. So we're all in on this. Goes live on. Is it 1st of April or the 31st?
I believe it was the 31st of March that it goes.
31st
Yeah,
of
I haven't
March,
heard
so-
otherwise, but of course that could change.
Yeah. Well, get your wallets ready. I think that's the question.
Yeah, I'll definitely be buying a few extras of here and there. As
Yeah.
I say, Spexian definitely, possibly a couple of the
Yeah.
others as well.
Exactly. And Jeremy Gerard will have more news on this in his Mythic Customs. So
I suspect so. Yeah.
we'll report back in the future
Yes.
if there's anything significant from that, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
But very good. Then we have the end of the pre-order window for the exclusives. I think we mentioned last week that we're kind of ordered on that. Rich is unfortunately having problems connecting now, so it's just me. And
Yeah.
but he was.
He seems to be hot on when that's ending. I think because his plan is to pick up
He's
a
planning
few more
to-
bits and pieces for that, which
Exactly.
I'm not entirely sure when that ends. I'm guessing it will be in line with the start of.
Yeah, I think it's end of March. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think that many of the retailers will order extra, and so a lot of these won't disappear. It won't be like a Four Horsemen
Yeah.
sale where it's just ended and the figures are gone from the website. A lot of these will still remain.
Oh, for sure. I think they'd be daft not to, wouldn't they? They'll easily sell them
Exactly.
in however long it is till they come in.
Yeah, exactly. I think especially the likes of the bigger retailers. I know the smaller retailers might be difficult to take too much risk, but definitely your bigger ones, bigger bad.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they'll definitely get.
They'll definitely have these available for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you'll be able to see which is the most popular one.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of themselves out there.
For sure.
Yeah. We got a couple of, well, I think 3 or 4 emails from the tactics team. About,
Yes.
with maybe one message behind it.
Yeah. I must admit, I've not been paying that much attention to them because, I'm aware that other people have had a few problems, but mine was okay from the, first email came in, logged in, checked everything. Good to go. I know others have not had that luck, so...
Yeah, so they say they're shipping very soon, and they're updating the backer kit with the shipping price. So I'm the same as you. I did have one problem. I think my cloth map wasn't on the list initially. Yeah. That was back in January. I emailed them. I didn't get a reply, but I got a reply yesterday to tell me it was in there. But I had subsequently checked when I got the email the day before. And yes, I saw that it was back in there, so I guess I didn't follow up on my email.
Yeah.
But I would have, I was just waiting for the next email from them. And obviously in the meantime, they've loaded more stuff in. And yeah, so they sent, I think the last message they sent was a link to basically tell people, okay, you don't actually need a backer kit account, but you can bring up your order through this link and it should fix itself. So I haven't seen what's happened since then.
Right.
I know Richard had an issue, so
yeah.
We can see if he gets back onto us. We can see if he's managed to solve it. And then the other thing was, I think they had very high shipping balances in for a lot of our American friends.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is obviously not correct.
No.
Because I think they had 67 in for me. I wasn't able to pay it or anything, but that was what it said. There was just a balance of 67, and I've paid everything already, so I assume that's what that was. Whereas other people were saying they had like higher than that, and they were in the States. So that doesn't make sense to me, I would say.
Again, I mean, this is terrible, really, isn't it? I didn't even register that. I sort of, when they tell me what they're taking and when, I'll just, worry about it.
Well, I mean, you've already paid for this stuff.
That's
it is a little bit of a hostage situation there. I mean, obviously, from I would say from a marketing point of view, they can't really go crazy on the shipping because I think everybody knows what the cost is from the Four Horsemen.
Mm.
So it should be broadly in line. Would be very surprised if it wasn't broadly in line in the end. So hopefully that all gets worked out. Looking forward to getting those figures anyway, especially the 2-pack of those named characters.
I've not really looked at it all since, it was ordered just as it's ordered, it's gone. So looking at them again and seeing the 2-pack of, I think you're about to say Gorgo and...
Gorgo and Tilla, isn't it?
Yeah, they look so good. They're just...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm the same. I did look at them at the time, but now I'm kind of happy to not look at every little accessory now online. I want to wait until I get it.
Yeah.
And have a little bit of surprise when I open it.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
And getting in the All Stars 5 this week, I got the really cool shield with the Xylernian Guard, and both of those guys come with the faction shield for...
They do, don't they?
Arathir and Leodicius, so that's very cool.
Well,
I really hope that they continue and eventually make a shield for each one of those factions. That would be...
I reckon that's got to be the plan, hasn't it? It's got to be the plan.
And then a 10-pack of shields.
of just all the different... I feel like that would be costly.
I would buy 10 of those and just make 10 different color ways, customs, and all those shields.
Yeah.
It'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
It would be. Cool. So then that's tactics. So let's say that in a month or two we'll be all excited about talking about these arriving in our mailboxes, hopefully, or something around there.
Well, I think have we seen an update saying they'd got them all at the warehouse now or wherever they're storing them? And
I think so. But get them out, guys! Come on.
Ravenous hordes of Mythics fans are waiting.
Exactly. And then we had some third-party stuff going on. Planetary Dogs toys. Their shop is open again.
Yes.
They're selling in-stock bundles as well. I don't know if any of those took your fancy. Right.
I at the moment I've got so many other things to paint. I'll probably avoid some of the sales this month. Maybe next month if I can get a few more bits and pieces painted. But there's, as ever, everyone does.
Yeah, I'm the same boat. I have a lot of stuff in stock, and while if I was running low, this in stock sale would be brilliant for me. But I'm good now. So if I wanted anything, it would have been very specific.
Yeah.
But I'm good because I ordered from their last couple of shop openings, so I think I'm fine for another while. The Dust Till Dawn
Studios, yeah.
Yeah, their dwarf build is a very nice build. And Richard said there's a free Rabbit Nighthead with all orders this.
Yes, that's it. They've got a spring sale on at the moment, or soon. And yeah, as part of that, with every order, you'll get a free Rabbit Nighthead, which does look, it's not, when I talk about the creatures, it isn't the sort of creature I would generally go for, but it does look it does look fun.
I don't think you like creatures, not creatures
that's
that are trying to be human.
That's it. I don't like the fluffy things. I like the creepy crawlies and the
lovely
monsters.
You can come over when there's a spider and sort it out for them. You can adopt it.
Yeah, just give him a little cuddle, a little stroke.
Exactly. So and that dwarf build is from Jason Rodriguez.
Yes.
I think he's very prolific sculptor. He's amazing. I assume he's that's his full-time job because he's really good at it.
Who knows? But yeah, as you say, he's fantastic. Everything he does is a win, isn't it? Really, it's it might not be your thing, but it's good.
Exactly. And our fellow European friend Emil Wickman from Sweden, he had 2 cool new heads on the Wolf King catalogue. They were revealed this week.
Yes.
So he had the Barbarian Ogre, very cool, and the Vampire head, which I think that's up your street.
The Vampire. I don't have a body to put it on, but it's so good looking. I am tempted
that can be fixed, no?
I don't need too many of the ogre scale, isn't it? I don't need too many of the ogre scale figures. They are the trolls and the ogres. I do try to limit my my purchasing of them. Although the cosmics that might go out the window, but with mythics, I'm still all right with just the odd one or two. But yeah, this head is so good. I think today or yesterday, Wolf King Len, posted a picture of the actual printed version of it.
That's right, that looked good.
Looked even better than the render, didn't it?
Yeah, it's good when you see it. Not that the render is bad in it, but
no.
It's good when you see it in a form that you're more familiar with.
Yeah, for sure.
You can imagine painting it. And then the Von Box, which is something Richard gets from Von Berg Studios. Season of the Beasts Avians is coming next month. So if you're into your avian figures, I think Von Box is something to get onto.
The more I see of that Von Box, the more and more tempted I get.
I think we're going to have to hook up with one of our American friends and maybe hoard it in there. Get a couple of boxes delivered and pick them up at Legions Con or something.
Yeah, I mean, there is that element of, do I want 2 new heads coming in every month when I'll already be ordering others, or might want to order others?
Yeah, I would definitely do it, but it's just shipping and import taxes.
Yeah.
Every month. Yeah. If it could be bulked into one shipping and one customs, say on a 6 monthly basis, that would be worth it for me. And that's not Brian's problem, or that's I'm sure he's doing great with it, but that's the only reason that's stopping me. It's nothing to do with the quality of the product. They're amazing. And I like that they're a bit limited, because if you do paint them up and they look cool, then people are interested and wondering where it's from. Whereas a lot of the other heads that are out there, you have to do a really unique paint job to differentiate yourself from the 150 million people that have already done the standard paint job pretty well.
Yeah, oh, for sure, for sure. That's it. That's
You know.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Even if it's a very busy time for Legions, this week has been an avalanche of stuff.
It has.
And there's a certain how to say, marketing manager from the Masters Universe Classics line who declared it dead. Well, I hope when I die like this, because it's very much alive. Yeah, the Masters reveals incredible.
Yeah.
I think we can really, we're a Legion-centric podcast, but I think we can definitely make an exception here for a few things, and Masters is definitely one of them.
Oh, for sure. I mean...
and I think we can go deep into what we got this week from Masters.
Yes, for sure. I mean, as I've said before, it isn't... I wouldn't call myself a MOTU fan, and that's not how I got into Legions, but... Origins has sort of captured my imagination anyway, and I have actually been collecting a bunch of the Origin figures, and most of what has been revealed for Origins doesn't disappoint, and even Masterverse stuff is, some of these new reveals are looking like it's perhaps finally, because I think it's been a bit hit and miss myself. None that I've ever felt the need to pick up, but
right, yeah.
But they all look like hits to me. So, I mean, what do you think, John?
Honest,
you are the actual.
To be honest, when I look at the Origins line, I mean, the one interesting thing is there is a He-Man within a there's a snake He-Man somewhere.
That's it. There's a snake.
Snake armor He-Man,
yes.
In a Snake Men bundle, but I think it would have been cool to launch the line with something like this. Really, really unique cross-section of figures. And the colours, if you just look at that picture that they released where it's kind of on the classic burst, and it's got all the kind of figures with the little checkbox that you could check off while you're collecting,
Yes.
Like we used to do as kids.
Yeah, that would it'd make a great poster.
Exactly, yeah. And yeah, they all look great.
Yeah.
I'm a Mossman. Like, Mossman is my favorite Masters figure, and it was one of my first. So I'll definitely have to find a way to pick him up, just as one off for myself. I did pick up a couple of the Origins figures at the start, but I kind of made the decision not to go deep into collecting. It was a difficult decision, but had to make some sacrifices, and that's the way I went. But that does not stop me looking at the reveals now and really appreciate them.
Oh, for sure. Oh, well,
and then
same with me. And, as I say, I'm not a MOTU fan, and I will probably and can probably easily resist the Masterverse stuff, but some of it does look fantastic. So,
are you back, Richard?
I am back, and I was about to say I only had 4 MOTU figures when I was a kid, so really not particularly a MOTU fan. Although I did have a lot of the classics at one point. But the Origins ones, they just look so good. I'm vaguely tempted by some of them.
They?
And I never thought for a second I'd be tempted by some of them.
Oh
no!
They've triggered the big kid in me. They are for me the perfect update of an old a vintage toy line.
Exactly, and then we have a Snake Mountain as well, and a Talon Fighter, which is pretty cool. I actually did buy, that's right, I did buy the Castle Grayskull when it went up for the Origins line, but I never opened it, so I still have it up in the attic. I was going to give it to my kid for Christmas, but then he wanted something else, so it's still up there. So I'm wondering if I should pick this up.
The Talon Fighter, yeah.
Yeah, it goes well with it,
very good.
I haven't picked up Castle Grayskull, just space, and at that point I was trying to still resist a bit.
There was a couple of good deals on it as well.
I think there still are
over there in the last year. Or maybe there,
Because Origins went quiet for a little bit, didn't it? So it launched to this big, hurrah, and loads of stuff came out, and then it went, as far as I could tell, it seemed to go quiet for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, we're back. There you go. Loads of figures coming out.
Well, we were mentioning before you jump back on after your connection issues, and we were mentioning the former marketing manager of Classics, Scott Knightlick. He was declaring Masters dead. And I said to Malcolm, I want to die like this because it's pretty spectacular.
Yes, he might not be, but he comes across as just a bitter and twisted ex-employee.
Yeah.
And he may not be, but that's exactly how he comes across.
He's a total publicity, self-publicizing himself and trying to make everything about himself. He's actually the classic modern problem with society. Everything revolves around him. I thought it would have skipped his generation, but obviously he's very much like what I see in the world now, is that if you tell somebody something and then they turn around and just start telling you something that relates them to the same situation, and I'm like, sorry? I was telling you about my thing. You don't need to tell me about the time you were somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's Scott Knightlick for me. It's like everything revolves around me. And if I'm not the marketing manager, then obviously the line is eventually dying. And eventually it'll run its course, and then he'll say, see, I told you so. And if anyone is stupid enough to believe him at that point, then best of luck to them. That's my opinion.
Did you guys touch on the Masterverse stuff?
Not yet. We're getting there. So that's Origins. Malcolm, you picked up a couple of things this week that went on pre-order for Origins, did you?
Yeah.
Which I was giggling every time, because I knew you did, and I was giggling every time you tell me you're not a big...
Yeah, I know. It's, as I say, it's...
For those...
Sorry, Rich, go.
I was going to say, for those that aren't watching this on the video, Mal's face suggested that he may have picked up more than one or two.
Yeah, it's easier to talk about what I didn't pick up, but let's put it that way.
Well, yeah, I don't know what went up this week.
There's a list. So
okay, we don't need to go through the list. But, what was your top two that you picked up?
Right, so Mossman's not available, otherwise he would have been.
No, he's a Walmart exclusive, so I'm really interested to see how he available it becomes here. But
usually we read some of the retailers. I mean, the one I tend to order from, and so cheap plug for them, Comics and Cocktails. They generally do get them. They just tend to have to wait a bit. I don't know, but they must have a supplier that can get hold of some of the Walmart stuff. So
a couple of the well-knowns here as well, that because Master's quite a big thing in Germany too, and they often get the exclusives at a bit of a premium.
Yeah.
So you're paying, I don't know, if it was 25 in Walmart, it might be 45 from the website here or something like that, which is a lot more, but
it's not quite that different.
It's not quite eBay though, is it?
Well, it's not quite that difference here, but you will pay a little bit more than.
Yeah, I'm throwing those numbers out, but it's definitely significant.
I mean, for a while, 15. Places like Comics and Cocktails, we were getting stuff at pretty much the same price as the Americans that the Americans couldn't find on shows, like G.I. Joe Classified, for instance.
Oh yeah.
The Americans couldn't get them for love nor money, whereas we could just go online at any one of the UK retailers and order them. These Walmart exclusives, Target exclusives, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
no problem at all. So in the past, it actually
NECA was like that as well at some point with their exclusives. They were quite easily available over here on the online retailers. But then, you had people crying that they couldn't get them in Walmart, whatever, Turtle or whatever. So, yes, I'm actually, a little idea sprung into my head now. I know this Mossman's coming in later in the year. I wonder if a little trip to Walmart during Legions Con might solve my problems.
You might not. Yeah. They might have something for sure.
No.
You might want to get
there
early,
full of collectors. And I think I'll have to go.
You shouldn't have said it out loud, John.
I'll have to go Thursday lunchtime when I arrive. I'll be there really, really tired after the flight going, Walmart, Mossman.
Yeah.
I think a few of the people there last year, didn't they, at Legions Con, Ish and his crew. I think they did something like 25 or 30 Walmarts and Targets on the drive up from wherever they're from.
Oh, really?
up to New Jersey, and then they like raided all the local New Jersey ones and that as well. So
they were the same guys with trolleys.
they were, yeah,
at the
trolleys and
Boston
trolleys.
Olympics,
Sniper Legions gone.
And no problem with that if you have the logistics to do it.
Oh, 100%.
Because I'm telling you, if I lived in America, I would be driving my pickup truck full of Legions back from LegionsCon.
Oh yeah,
Oh, definitely.
I'm just jealous.
Yeah, same.
I'm not angry. I'm just jealous. So then, Masterverse. I mean, this to me, as a spectator of this line, to me this looks like somebody new just came in and decided to design the next figures. You know, in the theme of our podcast, almost like someone like the Horseman with a bit of talent came in and decided, I'm going to take over this line. I'll show you how to make these, because they are spectacularly good.
They are really, really good. I mean, the Clawful, who's one of my all-time favourites, although I never had him as a kid. It's not as good as the classics, but it's not far off. Mm-hmm. It looks very similar aesthetics and just looks amazing.
And I would say if you're a Marvel Legends articulation type of fan, he might even be better than classics because he has all that. Do you know what I mean?
I do, yes.
But yeah, what I think's really nice about the Clawful is that there's enough of that 2000X about him, because that was his best design, in my opinion. So he looks a bit 2000X and then a bit classics and the original classics based on the original version.
Yeah, I think I read something they were trying to do that with some of the other stuff as well. So even some of the Origin stuff, they're dropping in little extra pieces here and there,
Yeah, definitely.
to make them look a bit more 2000X like.
Definitely. The King Randor that they've just released is meant to be sort of based on the 2000X one.
He does look like that, yeah.
But with Back to Masterverse, that web store, they've given him, I don't know what I pronounce store, so Webster. Although it sounds like a geek then, doesn't it? But they've given him the like the arms, haven't they? The extra legs coming out of his back by the looks of it for this one, which isn't that more like the 2000X version?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And he's proper chunky. He's in that, what do they call it, New Eternia style?
Right.
Yeah, he's proper muscly chunky, because you know is it Okietos in the All Stars 5? Yeah. He's a really skinny, kind of skeleton-y web store. This one is the polar opposite.
Yeah, this one's a bodybuilder, isn't it? It's fair to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is cool. I like both.
It's just, I think probably my favourite reveal, although he's a random character, is Slushhead. I don't know if you guys...
I love Slushhead.
You saw the picture where they'd taken his head off and put it on the mechanical arms.
It's
so
like
you had this like crab head thing, and then the body was still there with a different head plate on.
It's like Krang from TMNT.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just love that.
Yeah.
I'm 100% getting that one, because that's just a fabulous little thing.
I've got to say, and I mean, I a long time ago saw a few episodes of the New Adventures. Not really managed to. I have looked for it because I fancy watching it again soon. But the New Adventures characters, they're smashing it out of the park. He-Man they released not so long ago. Skeletor's in this wave as well, isn't he? And
he is. Yeah,
and that Slushhead, they all look really, really good.
Yeah, I love the designs of the New Adventures characters. I found the cartoon a tough watch as an adult. Now I have to say.
You're right. Yeah.
But it's more the animation. The story's good, but it's the animation is a tough watch. They also did a Whiplash, stepping on the Horseman's toes here. Come on.
He's oversized as well, isn't he? So they're not only have they done him, they've done him pretty big.
Yeah.
Come on.
Although one of the alternate things it has with him is like a Viking type helmet thing.
Yeah.
Which almost he looks like an orc from Mythic Legions. I mean, the colour palette's obviously slightly off, but a wash or something over that, and you could probably fit him in Mythic Legions and look quite good.
Yeah, I think overall these look more customizable to fit in with Legions to me. There's enough Legions that I don't need to be buying other figures really for fodder. Especially now. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago you could have got. But some of these look interesting that you could maybe use the parts in Legions and get them for a decent price. But yeah, that Whiplash, when I saw because the first thing I saw of these was a group picture, and he was kind of in the middle center back of it, and I was like, what character is that? I really didn't know which one he was. And then I was reading the list of characters that they revealed, and I was like, it must be Whiplash. But then I saw the Whiplash in the picture, and he looks regularly like you would expect him. And it was only afterwards I saw that was just accessories.
Yeah, but done very, very cleverly with that. The Faker too, the head sculpt on the Faker is really, really good. I presume they'll probably chuck that head sculpt on a He-Man at some point, because I don't think they've used that one on a He-Man yet in the Masterverse line.
I wonder, is that the one from the 40th anniversary He-Man? Do you think? No, it doesn't look like it. I'm looking at it here. No, it doesn't. No.
I'm curious, what do you two think of Buzz-Off and his face? Because I think the body looks great, but there's something about that face I'm not keen on. He looks good with the helmet on.
I was going to say that, Mal. With the helmet on, he looks great, but without the helmet, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's too small, the head. Too narrow. I know it's
almost looks mechanical.
Dude, but yeah, it's a little bit too... Yeah, it's too angular. You're right. It's not organic enough. But again, that might just be whatever they were going for. So I would say it's not a criticism of what they're doing. It's more a criticism of personal taste variety. I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With that,
for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's like what they've done with Grizzlaw. I mean, I think that's really cool. That the body isn't furry. It's just a piece you put over.
Oh yeah.
And then you attach it or secure it in place with a harness and that. But if you don't want to, you can just have it without. And I think that's brilliant.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Yeah. That's a good idea, because then you still get the benefits of the figure. It's just a figure. If you want to mess around with it, you don't have this kind of flocking or whatever that a lot of people don't like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got to say, I think Grizzlaw as a kid was one of my absolute favourites. Yeah.
It was just bonkers, wasn't it? The one as a kid, and the classics one in the same way, really, just fur everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think my favourite of the Master is Ram Man. One of the best Ram Mans I've ever seen.
I think that's just a great looking figure, full stop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Forget MOTU, forget what, it's just fantastic looking figure.
I think again with that, haven't they done like different head sculpts and that with it, so it fits into the 2000X one if you wanted to.
Yeah, and removable armor.
And the shades Ram Man. It's a head sculpt with a pair of shades on. I don't know what that comes from. But pretty cool.
He looks. There's a picture of him somewhere with like that shades head and the armor, and he just looks so good like that. Just really intimidating.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, these are interesting because I think I said before I had virtually the whole classics line, and then sold them to buy more mythics and I get like 3 or 4 of my absolute favourites. I've been thinking about getting back into them, not completely, but get maybe my 15 favourites. But these Masterverse ones are so good. It has got me thinking like, classics are so expensive now. Maybe getting the equivalent characters in Masterverse might actually.
If I was me, 6-7 years ago when I came to classics, and if that was me now today and I came to Masters and going, oh God, I'd love to collect this as a nostalgia thing, I would just forget about the classics.
Yeah,
I'd be straight in on these.
Although before this, maybe not, but these reveals totally.
No, yeah, definitely. I think that definitely that's the point.
As John said, sure. whoever they've got in, and it's clearly somebody new, has done a very good job with it.
Yeah, awesome. And a Horde Skeletor then as well. Never heard of that character. I'd say from maybe the comics or something more recent.
I think that might be from one of the cartoons, the new cartoons. Sure, I read somewhere. Although I haven't seen them, so I don't know.
But
good looking figure.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice. Nice cape, soft goods cape. I think it's a soft good cape. Anyway.
Yeah, will be. Usually is, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's soft goods. And Clamchamp, mustn't forget about him. You can't do much wrong with Clamchamp. He's cool.
Yeah, you'd have to go some way to was about to swear. To mess that one up, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but a nice character. Yeah, nice, cool figure. Does that armor clip over them, or is it? Yeah, I think that armor looks like it's on top of the figure.
Yeah.
So that's MOTU. I think it's a good time to be a MOTU fan. I think
seems that way.
Yeah, I think one extra thing I'll shout out is the Skeleton Warrior 2-pack, the glow in the dark. That's for Origins now.
Yes, yeah.
They are mega.
Yeah, give me a gimmick like glow in the dark or translucent plastic, and I'm on it.
Yeah. Like if I saw them on the shelves, I'd definitely get a 2-packs. That would be a fun little thing to display.
Did I read somewhere that they were characters from the box art or something? Of the original Castle Grayskull, but were never actually produced as figures.
That's right, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think all of these now, they're so good. I'm not going to do any online ordering them because I'm managed to get a hold of myself. But if I saw these out in the wild, there isn't many I wouldn't pick up if I had the cash for one or two. I'd be definitely, whereas if I saw them current Masterverse or Origins out, I'd happily look at them on the shelf, but I wouldn't pick any up. But these are now bringing me back into just casually picking up one or two. And then I can imagine someone that's really collecting them is riding on top of it.
Oh yeah, I would imagine our friend Jeremy DeWitt from My Wife's Gonna Kill Me podcast will go bankrupt.
Yeah, he's definitely looking at the overtime calendar at work and seeing what he can slot in for the next couple of months to make up the difference. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what those guys on Podcasters of the Universe say about this. That's going to be a fun chat. So anyway, that's our little chat about it. Anything else, Richard, you want to bring up on the other Toylands that are out there at the moment? Very busy week for the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I think nothing really. I mean, I don't know if you guys have mentioned it, but there's an Avengers HasLab on the horizon. But there's no details about what that is yet, but that'd be very interesting.
Any sort of hints about it? Because I've not seen anything. Right.
Just literally, they've had an image flash up saying Avengers HasLab, and that's it.
So maybe either Hulkbuster or the spaceship.
Yeah, I think people were guessing that it was either going to be a giant man, but then you'd need like the figures to go with that, so that could be a bit tricky to find enough like add-on figures. Or the other thing was Quinjet. I think people were pushing quite hard as well.
I think the Quinjet would be cool. I think that's more likely because whether they'll have changed their mind / maybe learnt from some of the previous ones, but they seem to be going for a $300+ price point, don't they, on the HasLabs? If they did that with a giant man, that would have to be some figure, you know?
Yeah. Well, you'd hope that they'd learn after the absolute debacle that was Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I mean, what a way to F that up. It's like, $350 for a car.
Yeah.
On one figure.
Yeah, when you see that the Todd has...
leads nicely on too.
has put an $80 1989 classic 6-inch, 7-inch scale Batmobile. I mean, wow. I mean, okay, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles maybe the Ghost Rider. Doesn't have all the rubbish that we don't want.
I bet it'll still look great though.
Well, what do we want? We want something that just displays on the shelf. You're either going to have Batman standing beside it, looking cool, or sitting in it.
Yep.
Don't need to have it open up where you see all the little panels that are not painted or whatever, or the inside of the door not painted. Mm-hmm. Who cares?
No, and the Batmobile works quite well for McFarlane because they don't do much in the way of paint anyway, generally, do they? So, an all-black car, perfect.
Like, the way I think of these is the same way I think of, like, the guys that make dioramas for our Legions figures. It just needs to look good in a picture or on a shelf. We're not playing with them. I mean, you know, there maybe is some people, but I think the basic thing should be, you know, I need something that I'm either a toy photographer, I need something cool that'll give me a cool picture, or I love my shelves and I love having a cool display, and I need something that'll give me a cool display.
Yeah.
I think that's it, isn't it? You know, I know there's loads of people that were really happy with the Razor Crest from HasLab and the vintage collection, Star Wars, and that had lots of intricate detail. And yeah, that is cool. But I think also if someone made a really, and there is I think £100 version of it as well, isn't there, of the Razor Quest? Possibly not.
Yeah.
But there is cheaper versions of those things that they sell that aren't as detailed, and I think they're just as good if you're, you know, using it for that purpose. It's maybe more the things like is it Unicron, the Transformer?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I can see the cost in that.
Yes, for sure. That
transforming it, and it is a transformer, and it is a planet. So
and it was massive as well. It was
But yeah. So anyway, keep an eye on it. And he also has a Batwing, a massive thing. That's more expensive. That's $250. I didn't go into the details on, and I think that's so. This $80 Batmobile is available in stores, and the Batwing thing is available direct from him. But that seems to be bigger and probably has more stuff going on.
Yeah, I'd imagine at that price point they're not going to make too many of that initially, so that's why they're doing it through their own website.
Yeah.
So they don't end up with tons of stock, or potentially tons of stock left on retail.
But knowing the Toddfather, that'll be available reasonably soon. It won't be a 3-year wait for it or whatever. He seems to have the connections to get his stuff out quick. Cannot fault the guy.
I think I've used the phrase he churns it out before, haven't I? And he churns it out. It's thick and fast.
Churns it out like butter.
Yep.
Very good. What else have we got? So, boss fight, they had some cool stuff.
Yeah, they've revealed the second wave of their epic hacks, which were the
So these are
1/12 skeletons.
1/12 scale.
Yeah. And they've released. They are pre-orders up for a Spartan, one called Eterno, which is like a Roman phalanx soldier, the Outlaw, which is a cowboy, and my personal favourite that tweaks my this is a bonkers figure, I'm very tempted, is called Bone Salt, and he's a luchador wrestler.
I love him.
Yeah,
So
he just looks ridiculous.
That one looks crazy.
Looks ridiculous, but again, I'll probably will resist, because it is just that moment of like, that is such a daft figure, it would be awesome. But it's
so they're all skeletons, but very, very much their own particular look.
yeah, I think it's again,
I love that luchador.
yeah. I think it's a great little line they're doing. I'm already intrigued to see what they do now with Wave 3 of them, because obviously Wave 1 they started off more traditional fantasy. I think you got a couple of different coloured skeletons, but it was all like, you know, a wizard, a barbarian, a Roman centurion. Something like that. A gladiator it was, wasn't it? Sorry.
Very classic tropes, I would say.
And now they've switched to cowboy wrestler.
I guess when when you've kind of had a slightly successful, we say when you've had your first toy is reasonably successful, then you can start to take some risks. So I think fair play to them. Okay, very good. Then if we talk about what's going on in the Legions community, we have there's a con this weekend in Atlanta, in the United States, which is a long way from here. But the Four Horsemen are appearing at Toylanta. That's this weekend, I think 24th to the 26th of March. So I think they have a big presence there. I know Jeremy is going there, and I saw Cornboy post that he'll be going there, so I'd say they have the full crew.
They do, and it's their first time there, isn't it? And it's, from what I understand, it's a major event.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that can only help spread the word, spread the Legion's love around everyone.
Exactly, and I've seen a lot of people from the community saying that they're going to go. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of pictures from that this weekend, and it'll keep us entertained.
It'd be interesting if Savage Crucible guys are there as well, because they were there.
Yeah, that's where they kicked it off last year, wasn't it? Or
so I'd imagine
they kicked it off.
There'll be daggers drawn if the lots of people are there at the same time.
No, they'll go to the bar, they'll have a beer, and there'll be nothing said. Be all love. Yeah, there's room in this town for both of us. That's what it'll be, for sure. Okay, and oh yeah, just a shout out to our favourite who actually listened to the podcast. I'm so proud of this man, Pete McCarthy.
Legend.
I love you. I love you. And he's liking everything we post. He's liking it.
He's a superstar.
Yeah, he's probably not even liking stuff in his own groups, but he's liking stuff in our group.
Can barely be bothered to turn up for his own show. So,
And his MosquitoCon this weekend sounded like it was an amazing success. Some awesome pictures I saw on the groups, some cool stories. They chatted about it on their podcast. Yeah, fair play to you, Pete. I think you're just someone that surrounds themselves with good people and things happen. And that's
what did Steve say about Pete? He failed up. But no, I mean, from everything I saw as well, it was just like, super, super busy, and vendors made a lot of money, and I think everyone just had an all-round great time.
Seeing the pictures, it definitely felt like one you'd missed out on, didn't it? Rather than one that happened.
And they're talking about doing some sort of Legions meetup as well, aren't they? Next time around it as well. So,
if it was a 2-day one, it'd be tempting, huh?
Yeah, they did discuss that briefly. I'm not sure whether that's got any traction, but
oh, you never know.
Part of the US I've never been to. I've now experienced New Jersey, which I never thought I'd experience, so that's one ticked off. So Michigan could be next.
Yep. The Great Lakes, are they in Michigan?
Michigan has.
They are. Muskegon's
like
that, right next to one of the lakes.
It's near to Detroit and Chicago. It sounds like that's the kind of part of America I want to go to. Don't want to go to Florida, or no offense to anyone from Florida. I love Florida, but I think Michigan is real America. Okay, well, congrats, Pete.
Yeah,
we love you.
We do.
Keep listening to us. Keep pimping us out.
Yeah,
keep promoting us.
We love him even if he doesn't pimp us out. Let's say that.
No, just to clarify though, Pete, listen to the beginning of this where you'll hear that I, Richard, am the one from Wales. Malcolm is the one from Birmingham. Come on, dude. There's only two of us. Get it right.
It's because we look so similar, Rich.
You got me right, Pete. I love it. Very good. Very good. So, thanks again, Pete. I know. I'm just stroking you.
No, well, yeah.
You really are.
Very good. So, that's about it. Do we want to talk about anything else? Do you want to talk about your Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, Richard?
Yes. Why not? So the
these look good for a start.
Yeah, they do look good. The Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. The figures look incredible. They did a Kickstarter 18 months or so ago now. So it's a range of anthropomorphic characters, as you'd expect by the titles. You got simians, you got big cats. There's a gorilla. Future waves will have rhinos, rabbits. I think there's a crane. I've seen all sorts of different things. The figures look incredible, absolutely incredible. Everyone's got them in hand, has just been raving over them. They don't really go with Mythics aesthetics wise. They're a bit too cartoony and, a bit too bright. But when I get mine eventually, I'll be putting mine with my Thundercats. I think they'll fit in there.
Yeah.
But when I say eventually, I do mean eventually, because despite telling everybody that, or not telling everybody, telling everybody that you pay 2 lots of shipping at the Kickstarter. Wave 1 will be shipped to you, then Wave 2 will be shipped to you. And they've now reneged on that. So they've gone, no, actually shipping costs have gone through the roof. We're not taking a hit on that. So international buyers will get Wave 1 and 2 shipped together. They said the end of April. There's no way it'll be the end of April. The first Wave 1 was 6 months late, so this one's going to be later than that. And I can sort of see where they're coming from in terms of, yes, the shipping costs have gone up and they're a small company. But at the same time, it's about customer goodwill too. And, to tell me that I could have wave one by itself if I paid a third lot of shipping, having already paid for 2 lots of shipping, if I paid a third one, they'd send it separately. It's not brilliant customer service, I'll be honest. But the figures do look incredible. And I'm sure when I get figures,
if you're going to sell international, there's a risk involved in it. I appreciate any American company that sells international, especially the small ones. But if you're going to take that, you need to eat the risk a little bit.
You do. And if you're at all worried, do shipping at the end. Say
that's the classic.
We'll charge you shipping. And I think when they've
learned. I hope they've learned from that.
Yeah, I think that's the key, isn't it? That's you hope they do a lessons learned, and that is it.
Yeah. Because I think that's got to be part of it. Or if you don't want to eat it, then you have to be way on top in your communication to be really making somebody feel better about it.
Yeah,
and maybe not that we want freebie, but maybe throw an incentive in there for weight. Just say, look, okay, we'll throw you in a free pin or whatever it is, or an accessory pack, whatever. It was just something that's not going to cost them much money, but that's going to make the person feel like, okay, they care.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if you've ordered anything from Dusseldorn. Yeah, Dusseldorn Studio, the 3D print.
Yes, I have. Yeah,
they're based in Canada, and they always send a little Canadian, or they always send me a little Canadian badge.
Yes, I think I got one.
I think Mal's face. He didn't send him one. I've probably got a spare one somewhere, Mal. You can have that.
So I'm never buying anything again. I've already.
It's
got
just that cute little thing. One of my daughter's best friends is obsessed with Canada, so I gave him one of the badges, and he loved it. And it's just little things like that. Just do make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah,
but it's just communicate for any future toy makers. I'm not saying you have to run your business, but just communicate well with customers. Don't drop a line into a Kickstarter update selling people they're not going to get their figures. Message people and go, this is the situation. This is why we can't send them out to you yet.
Yeah, because when you were, I'm not in on this. I like the figures, but as you say, they don't go with Legions. So, I kind of, just for self-preservation, I've been trying to stay away from those type of things.
Yep.
Same reason I'm not collecting the Master stuff. But I did a little bit of research then. I said, okay, Jesus, what kind of was going on? I believed you, of course, but I was just, interested to see from how I would see it as an outsider.
Yeah.
And I think what made me the most salty when I saw the whole thing was that they're selling Wave 1 on their website as in stock at the moment.
Yes.
Now, I understand if you don't want to eat the shipping costs, and I understand you can negotiate case by case. I don't know how many international customers you have. Maybe you're one of the only ones, Richard. Who knows? They can go case by case. Maybe they've only 10, 20 people to deal with. Now, if they've only 10 or 20 people, it's not much money, really. But, anyway, besides the point. Don't be selling stuff that you've crowdfunded on your website once, and if you haven't delivered it to all the people that crowdfunded it. Sorry. That is the cardinal sin of crowdfunding. That's my saltiest thing that I saw from there.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing, is almost all the American buyers have had theirs already. And shipping costs have gone up through the roof in America as well. But they still shipped all those out. And as you said, they are selling Wave 1 on their website as well. And sending those out, so it's just
And I don't need to have it in hand, but even if I had my tracking number and then they did their in stock sale, grand.
Yeah.
I know I've got my tracking number. I know that it takes longer to ship here, and they have to get on with their business. I think I can live with that. They don't need to see me post pictures from my Instagram account to be sure that, oh yeah, he's sorted now, let's go sell. But send me my tracking number, get the stuff out the door to me. So how many figures is it, Richard?
I myself ordered about a dozen, I think.
A dozen between the two waves, yeah?
Yeah.
So what's in wave 1 is it's 6 and 6 or something like that, yeah?
I can't remember exactly, but it was something like that. It might have been 8 and 6.
And what
maybe.
was the shipping? Do you remember?
Honestly, I don't remember off the top of my head. There were two. I want to say there were 2 lots of it, and it was something like $40 a time or something like that.
Oh, so it's like to ship those 6 figures. it's not costing them much more than 40, 50, 60.
You wouldn't have thought.
Sorry. No, the shipping went up during COVID. It's now still up in some regards, but it's back down in a lot of regards. Oil prices back down. Currency rates are kind of more normal. Okay, I know banks have started to fail in America now, and Credit Suisse is starting to go to the wall here. But sorry, it's if you've already paid and then over 30, 40 for 6 figures to be shipped to Europe, if they're telling you the shipping price has doubled, they're waffling, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry. Or they need to get
Savage Crucible are doing...
Or they need to get... Sorry, yep.
I was going to say Savage Crucible are doing their all-ins and they're $30 shipping.
Yeah. So,
international.
You know.
And
I mean,
like
and okay, maybe they're eating some of that. And maybe they have the more means to eat that, but that's the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either, you know, if you're going to be selling a significant amount to places where it's going to cost more to ship, build that into the price of the product. Still charge a reasonable shipping price, but the customer will feel better if he's not paying the same price of the figure to ship a figure. Yeah. You know, if the figure is 30, charge 35 plus 10 shipping rather than 30 plus 15. It just feels better. So I don't know how these people haven't figured that out yet. Or don't sell international. You know, or get one distributor in Europe. You know, if that's what you want to do. Or just sell off your Kickstarter international and then after that. But don't, if someone crowdfunds you, don't dick them around, I'd say.
Yes. So, I think I described it as a dick move on one of the Facebook groups, and I'll stick with that statement.
It's the politest way I've heard you describe it this week. So
again, I'm not sure what rating we're going for on the podcast, so I'm desperately trying not to drop an F-bomb or anything.
Well, we need to grow our audience, so I think we keep it available for all.
Let's end that, though, with a bit of positivity there. As you say, they are...
I love you, Malcolm. You're just such a positive.
They are great figures. They are great-looking figures. Then I'm like you, John. I must admit, I'm trying to resist too many other things outside Mythics and Cosmics, but I did think twice with these. These were... And I think one of the later releases, there's an oversized gorilla, isn't there, that looks fantastic. So
there is, yeah. Yeah, and and they're doing that figure, but in Beastman colours for PowerCon as well.
Yes, that looked really cool.
Love it.
Yeah.
So people probably get that before I get mine. So there we go.
I tried.
So my wife is going to kill me, guys. If you're listening, get that exclusive and post pictures to Richard,
or post it to Rich. I'm sure.
Even better. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and he will give you $200 at least. Or even £200. That's even better. You'll have to go to the bank and change it, but it's better in terms of it's worth more. Okay, so and again, if this happened with Legions, I'd be equally as salty. But because I love the line, I'd still buy it. But it would make it a little bit...
It's hard to compare, though, isn't it? Because the thing with the Four Horsemen and Legions is, and it is why you'll see in Facebook, you can tell the newer people are like, why is everyone okay with this on certain things? And it's because they've built up an awful lot of credit in the bank so that when there are issues, we're like, you'll make it right, you know.
Their communication is professional now.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's something that comes with growing a company, or even it could also happen in a smaller company if somebody there is just a particularly brilliantly good at that kind of skill. You know, maybe they came from a marketing background. But most people that launch these small toy lines, they come from I'm good at making toys background, which is probably the most important skill. But when it gets to this end of the process, that's not their wheelhouse. Yep. So they need somebody who's really good at that, or these issues crop up. Anyway, okay, so let's not bring the whole house down. Okay, we're good with that. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll finish up tonight with this show with something positive out of our own collections this week. So I've already mentioned All Stars 5. We'll expand on that, I think, in episode 4. So this is enough from me. You tell me, Richard, before your broadband falls over again. Some good things that happened in your collection.
Yeah, anyone in the UK is listening to this, stay away from Virgin Media. So what did I get? I got a Vorgus Familius this week. I picked it up for £100 on eBay.
Wow.
Which is a really good price.
Yeah.
I have one already, but it's like a bit of a kit bashed one, so it's missing one of the arms. Hasn't got any of its weapons. But I picked it up for somebody, I think it was Patrick Dix, one of the US collectors, had customized it. So I picked it up from him as part of a sort of set. But what I didn't have, because I sold my original one ages ago, was an actual one. And I love the sort of... Reinvestor, John. I'm a reinvestor. But I love the red against the purple in the vampire.
This is a bit now, you know. Yeah. Every time I say scalper,
it's going to flash up.
Only the people that will know will know. Some people will think you're scalper, but the people that know will know the real meaning of what I'm saying. Okay, anyway.
But yeah, so I love the red against the purple in the vampires.
Yes.
So I've got him, and then I'm going to try and have a go myself at painting up another couple of figures in more of the reddy tones to go with that sort. Because
he's also a wonderful figure to stick a vampire head on. Just for the fun.
And obviously
even
there's
that new head's
pack
head, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think we'll talk about in the next episode is what we're going to do with the heads pack heads. That's going to be a bit of...
Vorgus is one of those figures that makes me a liar of myself, because I'd say I don't collect many knights because they all, much of a muchness. And then there's Vorgus, who's one of my favourite figures because he's just so cool.
Yeah, but you've never seen a knight in that.
Well, and it's probably the one figure where the story really attracted, because I don't tend to, I don't worry too much about the bios, and the stories. I go by the figures are cool. But
good to know when we do our bio.
Yeah, he's
that'll be me and you, Richard. Malcolm will just be doing the slideshow.
Whatever.
I'll have to one day read you the bio I wrote for the Santa Claus I did, because I got a bit daft with it, but then I didn't put it out there.
Okay. Perfect.
But yeah, so he's the one. The bio is just so good. That the blood armor, it's just so good.
Which is fun because that figure was a fan exclusive thing with the first Kickstarter, which meant that the fans voted each round for the parts to be used, and then eventually the color scheme. Now the Horsemen still did I think they fantastic execution on that. I don't know if anyone voting for the color scheme imagined it to be as cool as it would end up, but then to come up with a cool bio like that, which was all the Horsemen, that was definitely fun. Yeah, they must have had that kind of there and hoping the people would vote for the blood armor, and then they get that.
Yeah, I think it came down to that and a jade armored character.
That's right.
Jade, which people are still talking about getting at some point now.
That might be fun.
I wouldn't mind that either. Yeah, that'd be cool. If they made him all out of the Demetrios green for the armor, that would be fantastic.
Hint, not.
Of course, people can't hear me winking. Winking, I said winking.
As well, though, so people,
that's true.
Trust you to bring this out. Dear me. Last week it was toy grooming, now it's winking. And there are a couple of things I picked up.
Just to interrupt you there, Rich, before this important thing to say. So if anyone is going to PowerCon and maybe going to pick up an extra Horseman exclusive, we'll be at Legions Con, and if you really like us,
buy 3.
Very nice. That would be a very nice way to, and you can then watch us wrestle over who gets to keep it among the 3 of us.
That's it. Yeah,
I mean, I'm happy with the regular version, but I know Malcolm really wants those green.
That's all I want.
Parts.
They can keep the rest of it. I just want the green bits.
Or we can have a drinking competition in the art bar or something.
That's the way. That's the way to do it. There's a win-win then.
There's definitely a fun angle there for somebody who's creative and likes us. So just to put it out there. I mean, no pressure. I'm not expecting anything. But anyway, Richard. Richard, fill us with joy here. Come on.
So there are a couple of things I got this week. I picked up one of Mr. Jeremy Gerard's custom figures. The
cool.
Legion's
Which
on
one?
sale. So I picked up a Rat Shaman.
Oh, of course you did.
Which
Rat and Shaman. It just sounds Richard Jones.
I got a couple of rat characters anyway. And a couple of mice.
There's a shock.
Yeah, about 2 or 3 mice, and David Williams is painting some weasel heads for me at the moment. I got beaver. You know, it's got all of this.
You can't throw that one out there. I'm gonna resist.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And I also picked up. They've got a mushroom head on Legion shop. Well, they've got 2 actually. I've got one already that's painted up, which is really good. But this one's got a big moustache.
It's become carry-on podcasting. But anyway,
So you got some fungus for your beaver.
Fungus for my beaver.
well, I think his mushroom head's probably suffering if his beaver's got a fungus as well.
Yes, and the latest one box heads. So it's they're doing the Season of the Beast at the moment. This is the subscription box that Brian Burke and Neil.
Yeah, we briefly mentioned it before you came back.
Okay, yeah.
That was
So
the
the
last
latest
bit we did on the. But the latest one you received is we talked about the future one, the avian one.
Yes. So the latest one I received, there's one Tiger by Emil, which is really good, and the one I fell in love with is a Shark Head by Brian.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
desperate for Legions to do a sea-based wave. Desperate. So the Shark Head will keep me going for now.
Very good.
Well,
We must get in on. You get them delivered to David, don't you?
I do, David Williams. Yeah.
I wonder how he'd take a second box.
You can ask.
you can only say
to
no.
get him on as a guest,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's- yeah.
And that's the way about it. Yeah.
He might say he'll only do it if he can tattoo us all at a Legions.
Well, if he's there with his tattoo gun, I'm getting a tattoo.
That's my divorce secured. It's not going to happen.
Oh, well, I am saying it now. What are we on, episode 3? If he turns up with his tattoo gun, I will get a
And you
tattoo.
were drinking water.
Yep, I'm serious.
You've already said earlier on that you're just
I'm on the water with a little dash of lemon, because, la-di-da.
You can't even claim.
Nope, I am serious. I say it now. If he's there with
What
his
faction
tattoo...
symbol do you want?
Well, I don't know yet, but if we're talking faction symbols, I don't know what I want.
The Manu FC crest.
No, I don't.
Jesus, man.
If
Cringe.
I don't really know what I want, so that might be David's choice. I might even go that far.
Oh, dealer's choice.
But as long as it's Legions or Cosmics related. But if I was going to go with faction symbols, it's Noble Bear every day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
And then as Cosmics, I need to
No,
wait till they're
Basilia.
released. Yeah.
Basilia.
Yeah.
You got me snake.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she told me.
This isn't me tonight now. I've stopped.
It really is full on carry on film now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, we've got a bit of content. I can clip that out. Sorry. Okay. Anything else, Rich?
No, that was everything from me this week. For me, a relatively quiet week.
Malcolm.
Well, All Stars turned up yesterday after FedEx has been having a moment. I know we aren't going to talk too much about it, but yeah. So my All Stars sat with them for 3 or 4 days. Not with FedEx, apparently it's with Customs. And met the other thing,
Which is in FedEx, no?
well, the way they talked, it's not. It's separate entity, so they must.
Okay.
But yeah,
Most of these companies have a contract with the customs.
Yeah, I don't know how it works,
Anyway, okay.
And then the other thing that showed up is the Mezco accessory Conan the Barbarian accessory set, which
Omega, yeah.
I bought Billy Beige did a great video of showing off the accessories and the capes with the Mythic Legions figures, and that.
Oh, did they go?
The cape, which is funnily why I bought it with the hope it would, works really, really well with the with Mythic Legions. But yeah, that got stuck in customs for like 4 or 5 days as well. And then today or yesterday, I've received a second invoice for the duties and tax for the I nearly said Pixis. What's he called? Bushoti and Pelvicus stuff.
Oh, we're paying tax on you now, my wife is going to give me what the.
So it's a second invoice for the same stuff.
Yeah. So I've had to email them to say I've already paid you this.
Yeah.
They're just having a mare at
Creating
the moment.
work for themselves. Yeah.
It's nuts. Can't complain
This
too
is
much
what
about
this
them.
Automated systems. This is what happens.
Yeah,
Great.
but yeah, they're the two things I've got. Then is All Stars and that.
I'm definitely going to check out Billy Beige's Mezco accessory pack.
How about you, John? What do you get? Just your All Stars, or
All Stars 5, yeah.
oh, you got the board game as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I backed that Fields of Eternia, which was that was a European version of. There's an American version as well. So this is a company called Archon Studios. They did Masters of the Universe Fields of Eternia. So they crowdfunded it. It was back at the very start of COVID, so I'm thinking 2 years ago. So it was the game with all the. I bought it basically because I wanted to paint all the miniatures that it comes with. And then as the crowdfunding was really successful, so they got a load of stretch goals, which actually just added into the order. So I ordered just the game. They had like an all-in tier, which was I think 190 or something shipped. And then everything that got unlocked got added to that, which is why I got the game, and then I got 4 or 5 different. But I got a Castle Grayskull dice tower.
Oh wow, that sounds good.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there you go, Pete. If you fancy a Castle Grayskull dice tower, I'm your man. I'll paint it up in whatever colour you want. You just let me know. It'll be fire engine red. How about that? Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I really don't know what I'm going to do now, because I was at a different point in my painting journey when I ordered that. And I still would love to paint up all the figures, but I have so much stuff to paint now with it. And we're going to Legions Con, and well, we talk about it more in the next episode, but I think we got a table for Legions Con, which is fun, but we'll talk much more about that the next time.
Yeah.
But so that means I have to start painting more stuff that we can sell at Legions Con to try and fund our adventure. So yeah, that was fun. But All Stars 5, best wave since Colosseum, apart from maybe a couple of the horseman waves. I just love it. Every figure. The Duban is amazing. That cape is incredible. Look at that.
It's so
That
jealous.
is good.
You could put Batman in that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You'll have it tomorrow, Malcolm.
I know.
Jealous.
I can't wait. Damn it.
Even the bird is cool. You know what, that bird from that angle, remember there's a Game of Thrones poster with a bird in it? That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or I think it's a different type of bird, but it reminds me a bit of it. So yeah, just excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
Even the Xenathon, is it the MOTU tribute Xenathon?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Stratos guy? Amazing. Really nice. Those grey limbs, you could make a lot of cool customs. And
That's what I was going to say, Rich. When you talked about getting that shark head, immediately came to mind was using those.
Somebody
Xenathon
actually
limbs.
posted a picture. Yeah,
Right.
posted a picture of that head with that.
Right,
So, yeah,
right.
That's a nice, easy fit.
Yeah.
Somebody actually put a picture up of Duban as well with the Decker head from Masters Universe Classics. Dark skin, ponytail. And randomly, I have a spare one of those because I bought a Mythic Legions figure ages ago with one of those heads. So I've got the head. So as soon as I get my
nice.
one of my Dubans, I can just pop that on. It looks brilliant.
That's good.
And this guy is this Silernian guard.
They
He
look
is-
ridiculously good. Those Silernian
He's a
guards.
winner, yeah. The soft goods are really good. The soft goods, oh my god, they can do these at the same price, which is
I
ridiculous.
think I'm going to do, a few people. Was it Joe Vaspolo showed it off initially of spinning that around and having the plastic one at the front and that at the back?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that look, I think.
Yeah, so amazing. Yeah, and then the soft goods on Swig as well, very cool. But as my kid said, he does look like an old grandma.
He really does. Swig will be female in my mythos. He'll be bitter
I
and
think I'm
twisted old
trending
lady
that way
goblin.
as well. And that has the cool neck peg. It's a 1.0 ball
Oh, right.
on the 2.0 neck peg.
Okay.
So I actually I took his head off and I went to put another goblin head on and I realised I need the neck peg as well, which isn't a problem because you have them, but it's actually cool. Then you can put 2.0 heads on, or 1.0 heads on 2.0 bodies.
Yeah. That's a great little invention, isn't it, that they've done with that? It's
Yeah, and
edition, I should say.
again, I suppose not difficult for them to do, but they did it. So awesome.
Yeah. Again, that's the forward thinking by them, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah,
you know, we could do this for one figure, but actually, if we do it for one, we can do it for all sorts of figures in future waves.
yeah. I'm hoping that like the All Stars 5 Plus, the couple of heads that are new for the Cosmic are actually already tooled. That would be nice if they had. I'm pretty sure they have.
I bet they are.
They haven't said anything. Jeremy's probably online in 2 hours telling everyone this, so let's not speculate.
We can talk about it next time.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So next time, Richard, have a word with your broadband provider.
I will. I've changed rooms. You can probably tell in the background too. So
Yeah.
I'm sat next to the router. So I'll be doing that
So-
next time as well.
I'm going to say thanks everyone for joining us.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. Would have liked to have Richard for the whole thing, but we had him for most of it. I'm going to go away, look at what audio files I've got from this and cry when I don't have them all.
A bit of splicing
if
to
my
go
audio-
on.
If my audio actually works, it's quality, not quantity. So that
Exactly, yeah. That's what you told your wife. Yeah. You're not quantity.
I've stopped.
Right,
This is
good-
you guys now.
Good luck. Good luck. Thanks. Episode 3 in the books.
Speak to yours.
Cheers.
Take care.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.